This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, the fight over Dunedin's physio pool begins as the SDHB and Heritage New Zealand confirm their intentions. The cruise ship season is officially underway and passengers are happy despite a delayed start. And members of the public get to experience what it's like to have limited vision as part of World Sight Day. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. The Southern District Health Board has confirmed it wants to retain control of the future of Dunedin's physio pool. The comments were made in the board's submission to the Dunedin City Council 2GP hearings. But Heritage New Zealand has asked the 2GP committee to include the physio pool in the plan, citing its heritage value.
Wrestling for control of the physio pool. Heritage New Zealand has submitted to the Dunedin City Council to have the Southern District Health Board's physio pool covered under the second generation or 2GB to preserve its heritage status. However, a team from the Southern District Health Board spoke to the 2GP hearings today asking the Commission to exclude the pool building.
So this is in response to Heritage New Zealand's submission that the therapeutic pool be listed in the schedule for heritage protection under the second generation plan, the 2GP. So Southern District Health Board, given the context of the potential redevelopment of Dunedin Hospital, would seek to not have that included in the schedule in order to maintain maximum flexibility as we move through the planning process.
SDHB Redevelopment Project Director Gemma Adams seeks to reassure those passionate about the pool that there will be consultation before any decisions are made.
Sure, so Southern DHB is certainly aware of the community interest in the pool and the heritage values that it has, that Heritage New Zealand spoke to in its submission. In the event that one of the options or the preferred option for the redevelopment of Dunedin Hospital would impact the pool site, we'd certainly look at adaptive reuse and engage in discussions with the Dunedin City Council, the Therapeutic Pool Trust or Heritage New Zealand. However, I would say that adaptive reuse would need to be considered within the purpose and the objectives and I guess the funding envelope of the hospital redevelopment.
Although she says they're at the beginning of the redevelopment planning process. The Hearings Committee is listening to submissions at present and is due to return its advice in the coming weeks. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Armed police were called to a Clyde Hill residence in Dunedin this afternoon following reports of a serious incident involving a knife. More than 6 marked police cars, along with a handful of unmarked units, attended the call-out at a Leckhampton court address. Police spent over an hour interviewing residents and witnesses before some people associated with this house left with officers in patrol cars. The South Today understands a male resident of the house was taken away in an ambulance and another man is in custody. A new cruise ship season has begun for Dunedin with the arrival of the Sun Princess in Port Chalmers. Visitors have enjoyed spending the day taking in the sights and sampling local food, but it hasn't all been plain sailing.
The Sun Princess arrived in Port Chalmers at around 7 a.m. this morning. It signals the beginning of a new cruise ship season. Passengers are only in town for the day, and they're already impressed with what they've seen.
I like the place over here, and it's like a lot of things to see, and yeah, I enjoyed the trip with my parents, and I will come again.
87 ships and 180,000 passengers are expected this season, an increase of almost 40% from last season. Many of today's visitors spent time visiting local attractions, while some discovered a hidden gem.
Come down here to look at the station and saw whitebait haddies in the window of the fish and chip shop, so had to have some of them.
Dunedin is the last stop on the tour for the Sun Princess. It hasn't all been plain sailing, as poor weather required a change of course. The original itinerary was to start in the South Island and travel north. The change caused difficulties for some on board.
This didn't bother me personally because I hadn't booked any trips on the ship. I find it better not to do that, generally speaking. A lot of people, though, had booked ship trips privately online. So they had a bit of a bother trying to change that.
In December, 65,000 passengers and crew aboard Ovation of the Seas will arrive in port. This will be the largest cruise ship to ever stop in New Zealand. Jack Conroy, The South Today.
A southern cyclist is recovering in hospital with serious injuries after being involved in a collision with a car last night. The incident happened at about 5 p.m. at the intersection of Dalrymple and Ness Streets in Invercargill. Police attended the crash involving a car and a cyclist who was taken to hospital with serious injuries. Officers are looking into the circumstances surrounding the crash. They're hoping to speak with any witnesses, including anyone who assisted at the crash site. Today is World Sight Day and the occasion was marked with festivities in the Octagon. A range of tasks were available to the public so they could experience what it's like operating with low vision. And amidst all the fun, there was a serious message for the government.
Taking on the challenges vision-impaired people deal with on a day-to-day basis isn't as easy as it looks. To celebrate World Sight Day, a variety of activities and information was available to the public.
You know, we all know people who are losing their sight, who struggle to read and maybe aren't allowed to drive, and you think, well, they can still see. What's this all about? So this is so people can find out what it's all about.
A petition calling on the government to budget money on pedestrian safety was being signed. Hood says it's a major issue for people with failing eyesight.
In New Zealand, over the last 10 years, 4 times as many pedestrians as cyclists have been killed on our roads. That's huge.
One of the challenges was to throw and catch a ball while wearing low vision glasses, and it proved to be quite difficult. The Aging Gracefully dance company also performed. One dancer started losing her sight about 3 years ago, and joining the group has helped her develop balance and get her back to normal life.
A lot of us can see little bits and it's still very disorientating, especially if you've been sighted and you start losing your eyesight.
The group's performance centred around the Dunedin-developed Victor Viz reflective walking sticks, a big help for people wanting to be seen crossing the road. For some of the performers it was especially challenging, but also rewarding.
So actually learning something, preparing it, rehearsing it, and then actually performing in front of people is a huge esteem builder, great for the self-confidence.
The day was set to continue at the library with a series of talks and a debate. And for those who gave the challenges a go, they've been given an insight into the everyday challenges the vision-impaired face. Dee Karen, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, some repairs caused by last year's flooding are finally completed. And jazz brings out the competitive side in some Southland high school students.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garador.
Welcome back. The median house price in Otago has reached a new high of $296,000. That's a $16,000 jump compared to this time last year. Prices are mostly up in rural areas but down in Dunedin, and overall sales volumes have fallen 7% in the last 12 months. Otago is one of 6 regions in the country to hit a new record high sale median price. Smaller increases are also being reported in Southland and the Queenstown Lakes area. There's been a large jump in sales volumes in Gore, and commentators say demand from first home buyers remains solid. The first phase of work to repair the most significant slip caused by last June's flooding in Dunedin is complete. The slip is near the intersection of Highcliffe Road and Seal Point Road on Otago Peninsula. The remedial project is costing more than $500,000 and is expected to be fully completed by mid-December. A single lane has been opened during work so far, although the road will be totally closed for 10 days in November. Complicated ground conditions have slowed repairs, but the council says the project is still on track. Teenagers from around the Lower South Island are busting out their instruments in a bid to become top jazz musicians. The ILT Southland Secondary School Jazz Festival is taking place in Invercargill tomorrow, and competitors are busy tuning up for the event.
Jazz. Most people listen to it to relax and unwind, but for these boys it's a competitive sport, with the grand showcase for their abilities on this Friday at Ascot Park. Their band, Jazz Burgers Reunited, came third in the competition 2 years ago, and they're practicing so they can make a placing again.
Probably about 2 or 3 months. Probably not as much as we should have, but still, it's quite intense the practice we're doing at the moment.
Their school, James Hargest College, has historically done well in the festival. However, in recent years, Wakatipu has dominated the competition, so the Southerners are looking to win it back.
Hargest has always had a bit of a sort of long-standing thing against Wakatipu. They're pretty tough competition, but yeah, just, you never know who's going to be there. It changes from year to year.
There's more than just the school rivalry at stake. The boys are also hoping to gain NCEA credits for the work they're putting in. They say they like jazz because it gives them the freedom to change up how they play.
I really enjoy jazz, just the fact that it's free and the improv's there to do whatever you want with it, yeah. So that's good.
Whatever the result is, they say it's a great opportunity to be a part of the Southland jazz scene. Ruby Spink, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, the DCC give away flowers, and we'll take a look at weather for the end of the working week.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, The Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night, proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garador.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. Many Dunedin residents are likely to spend the weekend gardening after plants were given away for free by the City Council. Dozens of people were at the railway station early this morning to take home pansies and polyanthus. Usually, the Dunedin City Council instructs Delta contractors to throw away old plants to make way for the new. But that prompted a resident to complain, asking instead for members of the public to be given the flowers for their own homes and gardens. So the council responded with a giveaway. It's planning on doing the same when other flower beds around the city are refreshed. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The Southern District Health Board wants to retain control of Dunedin's physio pool despite a submission to preserve it from Heritage New Zealand. Cruise ship season is now underway with the first arrival of travelling tourists who've been experiencing weather delays. And signing a petition calling on the government to spend money on pedestrian safety was one aspect of the celebration of World Sight Day. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be inside Friday's Otago Daily Times, and we're joined by the editor Barry Stewart. Good evening.
Hello Rebecca, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Excellent. $100 million housing complex has been planned for Frankton Flats in Queenstown. More and more development going on up there, so that's interesting. Otago Museum has slammed a call for newer parts of its building to be heritage listed.
Oh.
The Lauder Railway Station is on the move.
Is it?
Yes. You can find out all about that when you read your paper tomorrow.
By train or truck?
Find
all about that tomorrow.
Truck.
Oh, okay.
Truck.
As you do.
Yeah, as you would. I think. Cruise ship season, of course, started. You've had a nod to that, and also we've had a look around the streets and seen lots of people with blue bags wandering around, checking out the site. So that's an encouraging sign, isn't it? All these numbers of people coming into the city.
What's with the blue bag, though?
That's part of the I think it's the Sea Princess, is it?
Oh, right.
With your logo on it. You may have noticed it, or may not have.
I haven't.
I did.
I walked around with my eyes closed today,
clearly,
quite obviously.
Clearly. Sport, we have their big sports lift out tomorrow, Otago versus Manawatu, so an important game for the boys. New Zealand Netball is on the lookout for tall girls.
Really?
Go figure. And a big motorsport event is being held at Forsyth Bar Stadium. You can read all about that.
All right. That's all in tomorrow's ODT?
Yep.
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
It's time now for tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
Here's our southern view, taken of some big tall cylinders at Cadbury. To the situation, and a colder southwest flow will develop tomorrow as a depression moves away. That'll tend westerly on Saturday and increase on Sunday, tilting northwesterly during the day. Watch out for that. A few showers with southerlies easing for Balclutha, the Catlins, Gore and Lumsden tomorrow, all heading for a very sad looking high of 8 degrees. It's not much better for Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka. Showers clearing in those towns with southerlies easing and highs of around 7 or 8 degrees. Becoming fine though in Te Anau, southerlies easing with a high of 8. And rain with northerlies easing in Oamaru, a high of 10 there, almost the pick of the bunch, almost. Marama, sleety showers and gusty sou'easters with a high of 7. Gusty southerlies in Timaru, rain but 11 degrees there. And gusty sou'easters for Twizel with sleety showers and a high of 7. Not flash at all, really. In Dunedin tonight, periods of rain with gusty southerlies becoming quite strong. Tonight's low, a bit nippy on 4. Tomorrow, sou'westers dying out, rain easing to showers, clearing later in the day though. Light frosts are possible at night with a high of 10. And on Saturday, mostly fine and sunny with westerly winds, a high of 14. We all breathe a sigh of relief. In Invercargill tonight, rain and southerlies easing, dropping to a low of 5. Showers and cold sou'westers tomorrow. Things will clear up later in the day. Light frosts are possible at night with a high of 9. And on Saturday, fine and sunny with westerlies and 14 degrees. And that is all from the team here at the South Today for Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.